What's up and welcome. My name is Aileen. I'm a nationally certified Pilates instructor and welcome to a day in the life of a Pilates instructor. Now, I would like to preface this video by saying that every Pilates instructor might have a different schedule depending on the hours that they have, the studio that they're at, their clientele, all of that. This is just my day in the life. This is a typical Wednesday for me right now based off of the clients that I'm currently seeing at the studio that I'm at. We'll get started with waking up in the morning bright and early, 6 a.m. wake up time. Usually on Wednesdays, I wake up at 6 a.m. It gives me enough time to snooze a little bit, have my coffee, and just get ready for the day. I like to leave in the mornings with enough time so that I don't feel rushed. My first session on Wednesdays is typically 8 a.m. So this gives me enough time to leave the house by 7 a.m., which usually gets me arriving to the studio about 7:30, 7:40, depending on traffic. I don't live super close to the studio that I'm teaching at, so leaving with plenty of time is really important to me. That way I don't feel stressed and rushed getting into the studio. I also like to arrive early to the studio so that way I can maybe use the foam roller if I'm feeling a little sticky on any parts of my body. I have time to stretch using the ladder barrel. For this day, I chose to use the ladder barrel and work on some stretches. I'm currently training for a half marathon, so I like to stretch out my muscles once I'm feeling tight after my runs, and the ladder barrel usually does the job. Now, my 8 a.m., I usually have a recurring 8 a.m. client, but she rescheduled for an earlier day throughout this week. So I was able to schedule in a new private for this day who was a no-show. And in the Pilates world, you may see this from time to time as an instructor. You have clients who schedule and then they no-show, so they don't give the courtesy of giving you a call to let you know that they won't make it. I didn't have a session at 8 a.m., even though I was supposed to, so I took that time to kind of just use the equipment a little bit more. And then I ended up catching up with some other Pilates instructors who were in the studio, finishing up some of their sessions. So helped me ease into the day a little bit more, but I was a little sad to not have that 8 a.m. session and meet a new potential recurring client. But it's okay. My 9 a.m. and my 10 a.m., they are wonderful. I was able to see them. So I had two privates, 9 and 10. And then at 11 a.m., I had my group class. This is my recurring group class time on Wednesdays. Sometimes it's a reformer class, sometimes it's a tower class. Now, I didn't film any of the footage from these private sessions or from the group class just because I like to give my full attention to my clients once I'm in the session with them. I know some other instructors who are great at capturing content while they're in sessions and still providing that full attention. I haven't mastered that yet. Maybe one day I will, but for me, I just like to be fully present and I'm super keen on form, so I really pay high attention to detail throughout my sessions, and I feel like if I would have taken out my camera to record, it kind of just would have thrown me off, and I honestly think I would have gotten nervous teaching and filming at the same time. But anyways, so yeah, there's no footage of those class times. Now on Wednesdays, I usually see a 1 p.m. as well. So at 12, I usually will pack my lunch and eat it in the studio, just take time to take a little break. But for this specific day, my 1 p.m. did not schedule. She had a conflict. So I left the studio at 12 p.m., drove home. Once I got home, I made some lunch. I try and eat as clean as possible. I guess if clean is the right word, everyone has their own version of what health looks like to them. So if you want to say healthy, if you want to say clean, I just like to fuel my body with whole natural foods. It's what leaves me feeling the best throughout the day as a Pilates instructor. People often think that you're doing the moves all day, but you're really not. You're not working out all day unless you're teaching maybe a mat class virtually and you're demonstrating and teaching the class that way, which does happen. But on a typical day in a studio, you are just walking around a lot and then paying attention to your clients and how they're performing the exercises. By fueling your body in the right way, it just leaves you feeling good. For this Wednesday, I made myself a broccoli shrimp bowl. Pongo, yeah. So between about 1 to 4:30, I'll say, I started working on stuff for Pilates on the Green, which is my own online Pilates business. Now, I am grateful enough to have the opportunity to pursue this passion and this vision that I have for Pilates on the Green because of the studio that I'm at. They don't have a non-compete which means you are able to teach Pilates whether it's at another studio, whether you want to do your own thing. Certain Pilates studios do not, I'll say, offer that flexibility. So if you're watching this and you're considering becoming a Pilates instructor, maybe that's something to keep in mind. If you're maybe looking to teach at multiple studios, it's always important to know if the studio that you'll be working at has that non-compete. So just thought I would bubble this in there. Also, if you are looking to become a Pilates instructor and that's why you clicked on this video, I do have a video on how to become a Pilates instructor and all the steps to take to become one, and also how to pass the final NCPT exam. So you can watch those after this if you're interested. All right, so the time goes by really, really fast usually when I'm on my computer. So I had to kind of just keep checking back with the time because I did book a Pilates class for myself at 5:30. So I left my house around 4:30 because the traffic in Miami is crazy and I wanted to give myself enough time to get to the class and park. It wasn't that close either. So I left the house around 4:30, went to my Pilates class from 5:30 to 6:30. I usually like to take at least like minimum one reformer or just equipment Pilates class a week, and I usually like to take it with another instructor. Now I personally just love the studio that I'm at, so if I'm able to take it with one of the instructors at the studio that I'm at, I usually do that, but I'm on ClassPass, so I found a time that worked for my schedule, so I just booked that. But it's also great to just check out other studios as well. The class went great, and I think it's super important to continue your own Pilates practice as a Pilates instructor. I try and practice Pilates minimum 3 times a week, and that's usually around where I fall. Sometimes it's 4 times a week. 2 of the times it's when I'm teaching for Pilates on the Green. So these are my on-demand videos that I record. So they're mat classes. I'm demonstrating as I'm teaching. Those are 2 times. And then the other 1 to 2 times I try and book a class at the studio. After the Pilates class that I took, I drove home. Once I got home, my fiance had made ground turkey tacos. So that was already prepared, which was lovely. So we ate that for dinner. After we ate dinner, I just showered and started to unwind from the day and just lounge. Depending on the day, if I have enough energy, sometimes I'll go ahead and edit some content to post on socials. But honestly, I'm not too strict with myself on that. I edit when I can, and if I don't get to it, then I just don't post. So on this day, I just didn't have the energy. I just wanted to kind of relax. So that's what I did. And yeah, then I got ready for bed. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that if you're thinking about becoming a Pilates instructor and maybe that's why you stumbled across this video, it kind of gave you some insight into a typical day in the life. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.